Hello everyone, and welcome to Earth Archives. Did you know? Every time I open my eyes in the early morning and watch the sun slowly rise, I can't help but wonder. Is the Earth beneath our feet really the center of the universe, like people used to say?
Great question. Actually, Earth is not the center of the universe. This idea, which seems simple now, but was revolutionary at the time, was first proposed by the Polish astronomer Nicolaus Copernicus in the 16th century. He challenged the long-held belief in the geocentric model, which placed Earth at the center of everything, and replaced it with the heliocentric model, which positioned the Sun at the center of the universe and showed that Earth and other planets revolve around it. Copernicus's heliocentric theory marked the beginning of the scientific revolution and completely transformed humanity's understanding of the cosmos. Using mathematical models and astronomical observations, he demonstrated that Earth is not stationary, but is constantly orbiting the Sun. His ideas directly challenged the authority of the Church at the time and sparked intense controversy and resistance. Yet, they paved the way for future scientific progress.
Wow, Copernicus. That name sounds familiar. How did he figure out that Earth wasn't the center of the universe?
Imagine Europe in the 16th century. There were no telescopes, no computers, and people widely believed in the geocentric model. According to this view, Earth was the center of the universe, and the sun, moon, and stars all revolved around it. This idea was deeply ingrained in society and strongly supported by the Church. But Nicolaus Copernicus didn't blindly accept that theory. He didn't rely on intuition. He questioned the seemingly obvious with careful observation and precise mathematical calculations. Copernicus gathered a vast amount of astronomical data and tried to use mathematical models to explain the movements of the planets. In doing so, he found that the geocentric model couldn't account for certain astronomical phenomena and led to many contradictions and difficulties.
Really? Then how did he even begin his research?
Nicolaus Copernicus, the great astronomer who changed our understanding of the universe, wasn't actually a stargazer from a young age. He was born in Toruń, a quiet town in Poland, into a stable and well-off family. His father was a copper merchant, and his mother came from a noble background. This upbringing gave him access to a quality education and a wide range of learning opportunities. Copernicus's uncle Lucas Watson-Rode was an influential bishop and played a key role in shaping his academic path. Under his uncle's guidance, Copernicus pursued studies in theology, law, and medicine. These fields may seem unrelated to astronomy, but they laid a strong intellectual foundation for his later breakthroughs.
Wow, he started out in law and medicine, so how did he suddenly become interested in astronomy?
Copernicus's introduction to astronomy began during his time studying in Italy, a seemingly accidental experience that changed his life. Originally focused on theology and law, he encountered the advanced astronomical observation techniques and mathematical theories of the time, which gradually sparked a strong interest in the night sky. In an era without telescopes, he relied on careful observation and rigorous calculations to start mapping the stars and attempting to understand the paths of the planets. As his research progressed, Copernicus gradually realized that the traditional geocentric model could not explain the various irregularities in the planetary orbits. He began to doubt this widely accepted cosmic model and sought more reasonable explanations through mathematics and theory. His skepticism stemmed from a love of science and a dedication to truth, rather than a blind rebellion against authority.
What exactly was wrong with the geocentric theory?
Before the 16th century, people generally accepted Ptolemy's geocentric system, which held that Earth was the center of the universe and all celestial bodies revolved around it. However, to explain phenomena like the retrograde motion of Mars, Ptolemy's system had to introduce complicated concepts called epicycles and deference, a series of circular motions layered on top of one another to describe planetary paths. While this design could partially match observations, it was extremely complex and unnatural. Through rigorous mathematical calculations and observational analysis, Copernicus discovered that by placing the Sun at the center of the universe, the planet's orbits no longer needed these numerous epicycles and deference. With the Sun at the center and planets orbiting it, the retrograde motion of Mars naturally became part of the orbital motion, requiring no forced explanations. This heliocentric model was not only simpler in theory, but also matched observational data better, making the entire cosmic model more elegant and consistent with reality.
You said Copernicus really changed the world. So how did he first come up with the idea to challenge the geocentric theory?
Actually, Copernicus didn't initially intend to challenge the prevailing worldview. He was born into an ordinary family in Poland and, following his uncle's plans, studied law and medicine in Italy, living a routine and unremarkable life. However, as he gradually became involved with mathematics and astronomical observations, questions began to form in his mind. While observing the night sky, Copernicus noticed some strange phenomena that couldn't be explained by Ptolemy's traditional geocentric theory. For example, Mars sometimes appeared to move backward, retrograde motion, as if it suddenly changed direction. Venus's actual position deviated from the orbit predicted by Ptolemy's model. These subtle differences led him to start questioning whether Earth was really the center of the universe, as everyone believed at the time.
So he started from the problems, not just from a feeling.
Copernicus was far from being a romantic astronomer. He was a calm and rational scientist. Every one of his conclusions had to be based on rigorous data, and every formula was carefully scrutinized and verified. You could imagine him sitting alone at his desk under the dim candlelight, with parchment spread out before him, a quill in hand, repeatedly calculating the paths of the planets. Late into the night, while the rest of the world was asleep, he patiently adjusted numbers and refined his theories until the calculations perfectly matched the observational data available at the time. This focus and persistence not only showed his relentless pursuit of truth, but also made a landmark achievement in the history of science.
Then why didn't he just go to the church and say, "I have discovered the truth"?
Copernicus fully understood the immense authority of the Church in the 16th century. Challenging the deeply entrenched geocentric theory was not just a scientific issue. It was a challenge to the social order and the foundation of faith at the time. Unlike the later, bolder Bruno, who took great risks, Copernicus chose a more cautious approach to present his theory. In his writings, he carefully stated that the heliocentric model was merely a mathematical tool to simplify calculations of celestial movements, without explicitly claiming it was the true structure of the universe. This stance was both a compromise to the religious and social pressures of his time and a display of Copernicus's strategic wisdom. He knew that if he were too radical, his theory would likely be suppressed, or worse, put him in danger of his life.
So, how did people react after De Revolutionibus Orbium Coelestium was published?
When Copernicus's book was first published, it didn't cause a huge sensation in society. While astronomers began to take note of this new theory, for the general public, the complex mathematical formulas and celestial charts were almost like an unreadable code. At the time, Copernicus's heliocentric model was more of a theoretical experiment than a revolutionary upheaval. However, it was later driven forward by several outstanding scientists that Copernicus's theory sparked a scientific revolution. First, Galileo, using the newly invented telescope, observed phases of Venus and the moons of Jupiter. These actual observations powerfully confirmed the correctness of Copernicus's heliocentric model. Then Kepler, with extremely rigorous mathematical derivations, precisely calculated the elliptical orbits of planets, further refining and specifying the heliocentric model. Finally, Newton proposed the law of universal gravitation, fundamentally explaining why planets move as they do, integrating Copernicus's and Kepler's theories into a unified scientific framework. The work of these three masters was like igniting a spark that turned Copernicus's initial theory into a wildfire, changing humanity's understanding of the universe.
Listening to you, it seems Copernicus was truly the switch that sparked the scientific revolution.
Although Copernicus never lived to witness the full-blown scientific revolution that followed, he was undoubtedly its enlightener and the spark that ignited it. Imagine that young man in 16th century Toruń, Poland, sitting at a modest desk, without modern telescopes or computer assistance, armed only with his eyes, a quill, and decades of carefully recorded observations of the stars. Through reason and data, he reconstructed humanity's model of the cosmos, boldly challenging the deeply entrenched geocentric view of his time. Such courage and intellect command profound respect. In an era dominated by religious authority and strict ideological constraints, Copernicus's theory was undoubtedly a powerful shock to the mind. He did not rely on mere imagination. Instead, he used mathematics and observation to rationally deduce the model in which the sun occupies the center of the universe, laying a solid foundation for future generations of scientists.
From what you're saying, Copernicus was basically the switch that turned on the scientific revolution.
Though Copernicus never lived to see the full-blown scientific revolution that followed, he was undoubtedly the pioneer and spark that ignited this great transformation. Imagine that young man from the small town of Toruń in 16th century Poland, sitting at a simple desk with no modern telescope or computer, only his eyes, a quill, and decades of carefully observed star data. With reason and data, he rebuilt humanity's cosmic model and boldly challenged the deeply rooted geocentric theory. Such courage and wisdom command great respect. In an era dominated by religious authority and severe intellectual constraints, Copernicus's theory was truly a powerful shock to the mind. He wasn't fantasizing. He used mathematics and observation to rationally deduce that the sun is the center of the universe, laying a solid foundation for future scientists. Wow, it sounds like Copernicus was really someone who quietly changed the world. What kind of tools did he use? Nicolaus Copernicus's achievements are incredible, especially considering the extremely limited technology of the 16th century. He had no modern telescope or computer assistance. He relied entirely on naked-eye observations and the most basic measuring tools, such as an astrolabe, hourglasses, and plenty of parchment, painstakingly copying ancient Greek astronomical texts word by word. Every piece of data and every formula came from patient accumulation and precise calculations day after day, year after year. Copernicus could be called the data fanatic of the 16th century. With his own hands, he transformed the observed night sky into words and mathematics, tirelessly scrutinizing each planetary orbit. He constantly revised and repeatedly verified, challenging the deeply rooted geocentric theory with reason and data. Without the aid of modern technology, this kind of perseverance and dedication truly embodies the spirit of science, unveiling the secrets of the universe slowly through patience and logic.
Besides astronomy, what else did he do?
Nicolaus Copernicus was far more than just an astronomer. He was a true polymath with wide-ranging accomplishments. Besides revolutionizing humanity's understanding of the cosmos, he also made significant contributions to economics, medicine, politics, and more. Copernicus proposed the famous Gresham's law, the economic phenomenon that bad money drives out good, a concept still widely cited today as a foundational theory for understanding currency and market behavior. In addition, Copernicus worked as a physician, personally treating patients in a monastery, showing his concern for life and health. He also excelled in administrative roles, managing the city's food distribution to ensure the basic needs of residents were met. In public works, he studied river management and proposed plans to improve water control and flood prevention, demonstrating his deep understanding and responsibility toward the environment and social structure. If you place Copernicus in today's world, he would be like a super multifunctional robot. wearing a doctor's coat during the day, treating patients, hosting business meetings in the afternoon, planning economic and financial strategies, and appearing on financial shows at night, analyzing inflation trends and market movements. This cross-disciplinary expertise made him an indispensable figure in both the academic and social governance spheres of the 16th century.
Wow, with so many roles, how did he manage it all?
Nicolaus Copernicus's ability to overturn the deeply entrenched geocentric theory wasn't due to a sudden flash of intuition. It was driven by a strong thirst for knowledge, rigorous rational thinking, and extraordinary patience and perseverance. In the 16th century, without telescopes or computers, he relied on careful observation and repeated calculations, gradually accumulating data bit by bit and verifying the correctness of each hypothesis, ultimately piecing together the true picture of the universe. Copernicus's research method was very empirical. Unlike many people today who rely on feelings or one-sided impressions, he insisted on approaching problems with a scientific attitude. Behind every theory was detailed observational data and mathematical calculations to support it. This rigor made his theories more solid than many later scientific hypotheses.
Wasn't he very lonely then?
Copernicus's scientific revolution was a deeply solitary and quiet journey. Unlike later figures like Bruno, who publicly debated loudly, or Galileo, who excitedly exclaimed, "Look, I've proven it," through his telescope, Copernicus's battlefield had no crowd cheering, no fierce arguments. His revolution took place at a simple desk, accompanied only by paper, pen, and cold data. In 16th century Europe, challenging the geocentric theory meant challenging the entire social order and religious foundations. This pressure made Copernicus choose the most cautious approach to his scientific exploration. He wasn't flamboyant and didn't reveal his theories easily. Instead, through long hours of calculation and repeated verification, he slowly shifted the whole concept of the universe. It was a silent revolution fought with reason as his weapon, each stroke of his pen filled with steadfast dedication to the truth.
Did Copernicus have a motto or guiding principle?
Nicolaus Copernicus once said a profound phrase: "The cycle of my life will be precisely repeated." At first glance, it sounds like a declaration of fate, but it deeply reflects his unique understanding of the nature of the universe. To Copernicus, the universe was not a chaotic and disorderly existence, but a precise machine operating with strict and harmonious cycles. This belief gave him the courage to challenge the deeply rooted geocentric theory and the confidence to reveal a new cosmic order through reason and data. For Copernicus, the mysteries of the universe were not unreachable secrets, but puzzles to be unraveled step by step through careful observation and patient calculation. He believed that every planet's orbit and every star's movement were indispensable gears in this enormous machine. Once the patterns were understood, the operation of the entire universe could be accurately predicted and comprehended. This faith in order and harmony became the core driving force behind his scientific exploration.
Finally, I want to know, what impact does Copernicus have on us today?
Copernicus's influence is profound and far-reaching. He opened a new chapter in humanity's understanding of the universe. In the past, people generally believed Earth was the center of the universe, with the sun, moon, and stars revolving around it. Copernicus challenged this idea with reason and data, proposing that the sun, not Earth, is the center of the universe, and that Earth is just one of many planets. This revolutionary perspective completely changed how humans view the cosmos. We are no longer the center, but just a tiny part of a vast, boundless universe. Because of Copernicus's breakthrough, later scientists like Galileo could use the telescope to confirm the true orbits of planets. Kepler could precisely calculate elliptical orbits. Newton formulated the law of universal gravitation. Einstein developed relativity. And Hawking explored black holes and the origins of the universe. All these great scientific achievements stand on the foundation Copernicus laid. He built a new cosmic view with reason and mathematics, lighting the way for future scientific revolutions.
If our viewers are as interested in these stories as I am, be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, so you won't miss the exciting content in our next episode.
Exactly. The history of science isn't just dry data. It's full of courage, wisdom, and human stories.
Alright, that's it for today's Copernicus story. See you next time.
Goodbye. Don't forget to look up at the stars and think about the great man who helped us understand the universe in a whole new way, Copernicus.